Bontoc was a small town with not much more than a main street, but it was the starting point for an interesting climb to the village of Malengkong. It was a steep 2.5-hour climb up to the village, but the views of the rice terraces and the surrounding scenery from the top made the effort worthwhile. The next stage of our mountain tour took us by bus to Banawe, the centre of the region with the most spectacular rice terraces. Unlike Sagada, Banawe was on the tourist route, and there were signs of this, like the local people dressing in traditional costume, hoping to be tipped by posing for photographs. The first morning that we were in Banawe, the mists came down, and we could see very little of those terraces. But at least it provided this artist with a different subject. That morning we confined ourselves to exploring the town and found this interestingly named clinic. When the mist did clear, we could appreciate the spectacular terraces. The next day we set off on a 10-kilometre hike to the village of Batad that also involved a long climb over a 1,000-foot ridge. The effort was more than justified when we arrived at this remote and at the time unspoiled village and its surrounding rice terraces. The terraces were magnificent. Each family owned its own terraces, many of which were built over 2,000 years ago. They were passed down from father to the two eldest sons. That meant the younger sons were forced to leave the village and seek their fortunes elsewhere, unless of course they could marry into another family where there were no male children to inherit the terraces. From Banawe we travelled back to Manila by bus. This is a jeepney, the main source of local transport all over the Philippines. These were converted jeeps left here by the Americans after World War II. From Manila we made an excursion to a place called Pansanhan, approximately 40 miles away. There was one reason for visiting there, and that was to take a very early morning canoe ride up a gorge to see the spectacular waterfall at the end of the gorge. We were able to swim under the waterfall and into a cave behind it. Some of the film Apocalypse Now was shot in that location.